Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin with some breaking news tonight. FEMA has denied Washington State's request for individual assistance for Whitman County. This funding would have provided grants for Malden and Pine City households to try and rebuild their homes after devastating wildfires. An appeal can still be filed by the governor's office over the next 30 days, but historically these appeals are not successful. Last week, FEMA did approve public assistance, though, for Whitman County, which is used for infrastructure. That can include things like government buildings, roads, light poles. We are tracking this developing story, though, tonight, and we'll share reaction from the Malden community coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5. We want to get to weather now because that is another big story, a developing story. In fact, the coldest temperatures are still coming, but it's already starting to get really cold out there.
It is. Daytime highs will not get above freezing tomorrow. We're looking for overnight lows to drop down into the 20s. Here's a look at the weather headlines. Again, deep freeze on the way. This week, all week long, you're going to see temperatures that are either in the teens or most likely later this week, by the middle of the week, into the single digits, with some daytime highs not getting above the teens. It is going to be dry, but it's going to be very, very cold. It's also going to get windy Wednesday night into Thursday, making, wind chills that I think will be sub-zero wind chills. 29 degrees right now, and you can see where the wind is blowing out of the northeast. That's where the cold air is at 8 miles per hour. That will increase this week. We are still tracking snow, not across our area, but down around the Blue Mountains and into southeastern Washington, also into southwestern Montana. There's that forecast, Whitney. 15 will be the overnight low tonight. We'll look for mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a daytime high of only 29 degrees. You know me, even though it's Monday, I'm always looking ahead to the weekend, and man, oh man, more of the same. 6 degrees will be Saturday morning's low with a high of only 22. We'll look for a low of 12 on Sunday and then a daytime high of 26 degrees. Now let's send things over to Thomas Patrick, who is live on Cliff Drive with what we need to know to prepare for these upcoming freezing temperatures.
Yeah, Tom, can confirm we got a stiff northeasterly wind from where I'm standing, making it feel like one of the colder days we felt all winter. But we know that the coldest is still yet to come. But this is not a one-day event. This is not just us in Spokane. This is most of the U.S. is going to be experiencing this Arctic blast, and it's going to last all the way through this upcoming weekend. By Valentine's Day, I think the only area that's not below average might be South Florida, so lucky for them. But as you prepare for the cold weather, really the big thing is anything that has water inside your home would be susceptible to freezing. So we're talking about frozen pipes, and you want to mitigate the potential of that happening. So make sure to set your faucet, run your faucets every once in a while just to recycle some water so it doesn't freeze over and clog up those pipes. And do open up some cabinets so that way they're getting the heat from your own home and are not closed off from the heat that you're probably running. And by the way, make sure to run the heat. Even if you're like me and you like it a little bit colder on the inside, you gotta run the heat. Even if you keep the thermostat at like 58 or 60 degrees, that's gonna be enough to make sure that the pipes inside your home do not freeze, because once they freeze, you're gonna have bigger problems on your hands. So do everything you can to mitigate that as we do experience by far the coldest weather so far this winter later on this week. Reporting live in Spokane, I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Back to you.
Thomas, thank you very much. Good reminders, especially as this is our first big blast of those super cold temperatures for the winter. Now we are in week 3 of the COVID-19 mass vaccination site at the Spokane Arena. Tomorrow, 4,000 appointment slots are going to be opening up. Scheduling starts officially at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Those appointments will be available for this week for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and next Tuesday. The site is going to be closed this coming Sunday and Monday. About 800 spots will be available each day. To sign up online, just visit chaz.org. If you don't have internet access or you're having technical issues trying to sign up online, there's also a phone number to call. So write this number down. It's really easy. It's 509-444-8200. Chaz Health is asking that you first try to sign up online, though, then use the phone number if you are having trouble.
And over in northern Idaho, the Panhandle Health District will be releasing 650 COVID-19 vaccine appointments. These will be available for their Kootenai County, Shoshone, and Benewah County vaccine clinics. Appointments will be open on Wednesday morning at 9. To register to the Panhandle Health District, go to the panhandlehealthdistrict.org. By the way, way, these are not walk-in clinics. All vaccines are given by appointment only.
Today, Governor Jay Inslee in Washington signed an unemployment insurance tax relief bill to help businesses and workers struggling amid this pandemic. He signed legislation that prevents $1.7 billion in automatic unemployment insurance tax increases from taking effect this year. The increase will now be pushed back to 2025.
We know that this pandemic has caused sweeping economic hardship for workers and businesses. And this bill is a big step forward to softening those impacts.
What Governor Inslee signed today will also increase unemployment benefits later this year for the state's lowest earners. Weekly unemployment benefits will go from 15% to 20% starting in July.
And 300,000 N95 masks that were sent to Washington hospitals were discovered as fakes. At this point, dozens of hospitals across the state and hundreds of thousands of N95 masks are impacted. These masks were labeled as 3M masks, but we want to make it clear the counterfeit masks were not made by that company. 3M, a company that manufactures the masks, is now investigating their stock. The counterfeit masks were discovered by the Washington Hospital Association and some Washington hospitals. The masks in question were pulled from use on Friday. WSHA had bought the masks for at least 40 of their member hospitals. At least 60,000 of those masks remain in warehouses and were not sent to the hospitals. And many of the masks that were distributed have not been used. The Hospital Association and several hospitals are waiting for the results of 3M's analysis of the remaining lots of those N95 masks.
3M did not make these masks. There has been no increase in COVID cases from hospitals around the country where staff have been wearing these masks. They look, they feel, they fit, and they breathe like a 3M mask.
Well, right now, the Washington State Hospital Association does not know if the fraudulent masks are protective or not. There's an ongoing investigation with Homeland Security. Now, according to 3M, N95 mask fraud is a significant global problem. The company and other manufacturers are putting enormous resources into identifying and stopping it.
Well, tomorrow is the last day to vote in Spokane's special election, and on the ballot this time around, 13 of Spokane's 14 school districts have levies up for a vote. Coming up after the break, everything you need to know.